What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's Reggie, and today we streaming, we live, we trading with Jesus. But before anything, I want to invite him to speak. Dear Heavenly Father, I just ask that you lead me through this trading session, Lord. I ask that you give me the words that are of you when I read the scripture. Allow me and the viewer to take something new away from this and grow in our understanding. Lord, allow me to mark my charts up, and if the setup comes, to take it. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. Alright, let's mark up our charts real quick so then we can just let it play. So first we want to see where it's been. This is a good level for a swing high right here. Swing high, there's sellers here. Alright. Then I'm gonna say swing low. Swing low here. Here I would say there's more sellers. Bullish. So 4 hours. So when I'm marking out these levels, I'm marking where the market's been, how it's playing these levels. So then if it makes moves closer to these levels, I know. So right here we see buyers are buying off this. So that shows me this is a potential buy zone right here. Even again, fought right there is another sign of it. Buyers sitting here, pushing price up, making under bearish potential. 4 hour. Let me just put that stretch for me, make it easier for myself to read. what you like. It's crazy here. Let me see how many sessions was that. That. Say these there. This is where it's been, so I'm not going to delete this. Starts playing up here. We have some history of where it's been. But this is what we're generally looking at for today. It's cool. Delete this. I also want to mark. Is there a level where buyers are stepping in? I broke this, but bounced off here. Let's say it bounced off back here too. So bounce comes in, bounce. This breaks, but then it bounces too. So we're buyers. Nice. This. Bullish. Okay. So have our levels marked out. Now we see this is indication. We even see the correction happening in the 1 hour. So now we can scale in. Let's see. What is the market overall doing? Let's draw this path. So we had to pull back down, up, down, up, and a break. That trend ended. Then down here we have down, lower high, low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So on this chart we're still pretty bearish, forming lower highs and lower lows. See 1 hour, still 1 hour typically bearish, potentially trying to form a reverse that with this. So 1 hour 15. So I know when it's broke out, it's at least came to here. So I'm gonna drop down even more, and I see when it broke, look for a buy here. As you see, that's why I'm looking for a buy. You see, every time it's been up here, it's came and tested this line. Boom, boom. So this is a pretty strong support line. Stop loss under here. Scale down. So this support line's pretty strong. Here we go on 15. So we have green, 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 green. So now I'm gonna look for a position. It's 5 minutes. Ride that line. Just gonna trail. Quick hole. How much we just make from that? 110. And we can keep doing that because we know every time it has bought up, we scale back out. It has not yet played this. This is where we're trying to get it to buy to. Because this level has been hit consistently. If it breaks out, I'll put it. We want to put it at this line because if it breaks this, let's definitely give it. Then drop down. Keep making sure it's still bullish. Wait for the pullback a little. Alright, now it's about to close, that's why. But we're not worried. As we still see bullish, bullish, bullish. If it starts breaking out, we're gonna get out at 400. We're still pretty confident in this trade because it's still not breaking this level. All of it is still filling this. On the higher time frames. So You're not panicking. That's where you gotta trust your trades to play. Just because you see it start building momentum the other way, adjust your setups. Like, you're not just jumping in to jump in. You know what you're looking for. You're gonna hold. I want to get a better entry, but it's fine. Ugh. I stop lost the trail. This is what I'm saying. When you know your strategy, you don't panic because you already know where it's going. Right now, it's retesting it, but it's not breaking it. So this low is pretty good. Okay, kick me out. Still up 90. Alright, this is where you gotta truly have faith in your strat. For me, now I see, okay, we haven't really seen it play at this level. So am I gonna jump back in yet? No, I'm gonna wait. Because I realize if this candle forms above, what has it done when it formed above this level? Let's just mark it right here. When it forms above this level, it has yet to break out of it. So I'm not going to try and jump in and make something that I don't know. Like, I could have took 270, but I wanted to see if it was going to play up. And these bagels are cooked. Okay. Well, it's like, even if I get a good close, if it starts forming and looks like it's going to break into this line, I could jump in it for another buy too. It's just not getting in the habit of chasing. That's one thing we don't want to do. We don't ever want to be chasing. You don't want to be chasing the price. But this shows me, since it's building right now, it shows me, okay, boom. Even now, here, let me see. On the lower time frame, it's went from here to here. So that's what we can target. I want to see where it's been on a higher time frame. When it's filled here, it's went to this new high. So my next buy, I'm looking here. I'm gonna take profit at this high. That's where it's been. I'm looking to put my stop loss under this. Ooh, at this wick. Let's drop down. Alright, so what I'm waiting for now is this pullback. That's why we didn't jump in. You see this pullback, it's going to pull back however far. If we had jumped in, we would have lost. But that's why it's important to know what you're looking for and not chase the money. Not chase it. And so at the end of the day, the market's going to tell you where it wants to go. Since it wicked all the way down here, if it comes above, it shows me, okay, this shows me it didn't have enough momentum to go down. Now I'm pushing up. That's what that shows me. So for me, I'm waiting for this because this is the market trying to correct itself to see, can I go down there? And it's showing me right now it can't go down there. So what does that show me? That if it forms above, we get a close above that, it's still going up because this wick is showing me it's testing down. So we're just waiting for it. Wait for a close. We don't wait on these types of setups. You don't wait for a wick, you know, or when it's halfway closed. No, you gotta wait for it to fully close. Now let's see. Has it? Let's see. For our TP, we want to target the. So this is where it's been low. This is where the last high was. So hold on, that's not where I want to put my limit. Put this here. This is where we want to put our value, because this is another high that it hit. This tells me there's sellers here. So this is the level I'm going to mark out. For now, let me even mark out on the 1 hour time frame, because I'm noticing the price is getting shot right here. This shows me there has to be some type of sellers here. So if we break out here, we have bullish movement. So since that wick shows me where it can go from there. So since we see that it broke out and went up there, what I'm looking to do, I'm looking for a buy to ride to that same level. So it just showed me it can go up here. But remember, I care about 1 hour. Where has it been? When it jumped like that, it went here. So let's try to maximize. How much can I make today? 85. So let's say 1, 2, say 1 point. That's close enough. So when I drop down, I want my take profit kind of high, because I don't want to necessarily get take profit right out, you know what I'm saying? But if I see a good entry, which we're scaling down to see, I'm putting my buy here. I forgot to hit it, my bad. It's breaking under, that's good. So if it breaks past here, you know, put this under this candle. I don't like how that's playing up there. What I'm actually do is we're gonna go back here. We're gonna target these. What's the max high? So now we see, okay, when it broke out of this level, it was potentially bullish. Since this is entering into this box, we're gonna wait, because at 6:30 is when big moves happen. So this has a lot of volume. This is 34K going to the upside, right? Already we're up 190 today, but this is why we don't want to just get in the habit of thinking it's just going to go bullish. Realize this is where levels are pushing price up above this potential pushing price. Hold on. What is this? Now what we see, this is a buy zone, buy zone, buy zone. So buyers were pushing this price up when it went here. Let's drop down. We can kind of see it better here. Notice it bought off here. When it went in here, it bought up, shot down. It's actually, I meant to say sellers. This is where sellers. So if we break above it, it's potential bullish, because notice how it keeps wicking in here. So I see there must be something pushing it down, because notice how it keeps wicking going down. Notice how here it broke into here, shot down. Notice it broke into here initially. What happened? It shot down. What happened over here? Like the market is not random, people. When I tell you, like it literally plays the same patterns, it does. Right here, it broke into here. It got rejected down. So once I see this pattern, I'm like, okay, this is in a good zone to trade because right here, when it's above here, is bullish. We see, and this is where I was taking my what's it called, securing profits is on this uptrend. I was just because once it broke out of here, I knew it was, and with that right here, this is why it's so important to write good notes to yourself. I said buyers sitting here. So as soon as it broke here, it is potential bearish under. As soon as it broke up, okay, now I know it's bullish movement. Okay, what happened here? It was still sellers here. So when it broke out of here, it lets me know it's bullish, fully bullish now, because it just broke out of the seller zone. But now look, if I had took a buy and forced it, look, it would have lost because now it's pushing back down. And I want to show you this too. This is why you don't get in the habit of forcing it, because notice how the market is playing. It's a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then it builds a still lower high. Now it's forming this equal low and pushing up. So what this shows me is that if it breaks out and goes to this upside that we might have, I don't know why I did that, but it's going to show me that we might have bullish movement to the upside, forming a new high. So that new high, bro. So if it breaks through this candle, right? This candle breaks through, we might be switching momentum, because we see once it gets to this line, it's breaking out to the like, but it's still respecting as far as it wicks, but it never really broke here. Notice that, because this is where buyers are sitting and they're pushing price, because they're not trying to let price go under. So what are they doing every time? Boom. This is on the higher time frame we're seeing this. The higher time frame is a lot more accurate. So that's what we want to look for. We drop down to 1 hour. We see it broke out, but this is the lowest level. So what I want to do is mark this as a level where it broke out to and respect it, because this means there must be buyers sitting at this level. Buyers sitting here pushing price up. And this is on the 1 hour time frame. Realize that this also tells us a big sign. When it hits a level and it won't break that level. Right now, guys, we're up 190 on the day. I rode this candle to the upside, but now it's kind of in a consolidation. This is where I would consider a no trade zone for me, because it's in the middle of my two values. It's not giving me clear indication of where it's going. Right here, we see this must be a strong here. I marked my charts. I want y'all to see. This is where sellers are here. Notice how the price went in here and now it's getting forced down. This lets me know there's some strong, serious sellers right here pushing the price down. Notice it's here wicking out, getting pushed down. Notice it went here, it broke into here, got pushed down. Notice it came up to here. What's it called? Notice it entered in the box and just kept going down. That shows me it must be some sellers here. Even here, what happens? It breaks into here, makes a small, like breaks up through here. It gets shot down here at this, so there must be some sellers here, but it gets shot all the way back down through this. So that shows me these are support, not support, these are strong seller zones. And when you realize that, you realize, okay, I'm not going to try and take a trade and predict what's going on here if I don't know. But since it's such a strong seller zone, if this breaks here, if it breaks here, right? If this gets broke, we would jump in here. As soon as it gets broke, I'm jumping in here. I put my stop loss at where this reversed, and then I will ride this to the higher time. Where has it been? Well, when it's broke out of this, where has it went? It has went all the way up here. Mind you, this is still a trial account, so what I would do is just be done for the day, get to like right here, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere around here, let's just say 1.2 something, and then I would be done. But notice it's still getting fought here, so that's not a good area to trade. So I'm gonna cancel because I don't even want to accidentally get in. Notice, notice how much it just got rejected. It got rejected all the way down where it's playing this line. So let's go. Let's get more info. So we see right now. Okay, this is an indication that it's breaking out here. But why is it not closing there? Let's drop down 15. We see. What is this showing us? It's showing us a doji candle. This shows me a sign of reversal. Now we see the market is trying to correct itself. It's trying to stop loss people out and build liquidity. So what it's going to do is probably keep testing this line. Notice the EMA is about to cross, which shows me it's going to probably go to an uptrend. So once again, what I'm looking for ultimately is these EMAs to cross. I want this to be a green candle. I want it to break out of here. Because if it breaks out of here, we know it could ride up here. But remember, once it gets here, believe I marked it with my chart already. Yeah. So sellers are pushing the price here. So I'm not going to try to assume it's just going to break out of here. What I would do is I know it's been here, so that's where I would put. I would jump to the higher time frame. I'll be like, okay. Notice how huge this wick is. This shows me. Let me do this so it's better to trace it out, because when you start tracing out your charts, it makes a lot more sense, y'all. So I wanna. You see all the levels? We marked all these levels today because I wanted to make sure they're accurate. And so far they've been playing because they're higher time frame. And I know I'm not reading the scripture right now, but it's definitely spirit led as far as this is the Lord showing me, okay, this is how you need to read it. Because he had me slow down, he had me mark the levels. Now I know what to look for and I can explain it. Because a lot of people don't explain it this way. But instead of looking at like support and resistance, if you realize, okay, there are sellers here, that's why that price keeps getting rejected here. But look, it didn't just hit one group of sellers, it hit two. So it hit this seller. So they're pushing price down. They push it down here. These sellers are like, nah, we're going to push it down even more. So they double down and push it even more. So now, what do we see? Look at the general market trend. This is what you need to follow to kind of see where the market's going. Instead of just, don't let your emotions control your process. Even though I'm up 190, that natural urge to be like, I need more money is so strong. But it's like, I won't force trades. I'm not going to go in a no trade zone. If it breaks out of one of my boxes, that's when I know I can move. Right now it's playing between these two because it doesn't have enough liquidity to break through. So what does this show me? It's probably going to be some pullback. It's probably going to try to get newer FOMO traders that are like, I got to get in on this train. So we see high, low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. So what is this doing? This could be forming a lower high right here and then come into a new low. So when we look at the higher time frames, we see this is still showing bearish movement because it's been a higher low, higher low. I said my bad, my apologies. It's been higher, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower high, and it's potentially forming a lower high. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. So me seeing this lower low makes me think it's bullish. So the fact that it wicked all the way up there is an indicator. Okay, this might be the max it gets, and then pull back right down. Because you remember, there's sellers at this level. So when we zoom in, let's go out. Notice what pattern is this following? The same type of pattern. So we see 1 hour was bearish. It was overall bearish. Bearish meaning it's going to the downside. Bullish would mean going to the upside. So for this, let's look at it. So we will see downside, upside, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Tries to build some momentum, but it doesn't really get too high. But lower high. Now we see the lower low start to form. So even on the higher time frame, we see this plays out for both. This is where the market's showing me. It's showing me it wants to go bearish. Notice I rode this candle all the way up here. Once it broke out here, it made the 190. What I realized, and I was up like 270 at the time, but this is where it wicked. I could have took my profits, but I wanted to see how the market was playing, trust my stop loss. Ended up pulling back. I secured profits at 190. Cool. But regardless, what I realized is the market is showing me it's trying to go bearish. So why would I try to take a buy if the market is telling me bearish? So what did I mark here? I'm gonna zoom out so y'all can see it. Buyers sitting here pushing the price up, right? So buyers are sitting here trying to push the price up, but it's still not building, which shows me this is in a no trade area because it can't break out. It doesn't have enough momentum to break out, but it doesn't here. Let me actually keep this up so I can show you. So now you see how I drew it out. Let's drop down 15. Notice it's playing the same type of pattern, still bearish. 5, still bearish. So we're not going to try to force buys. And now when we zoom into the 5, we can see why. It's having strong reversal signs. Notice the EMA's crossed and made it a little run. That's what we were riding it. Now it's pushing back down. Look at the EMAs. The EMAs tell you a lot too. So what I realized is, for me, I'm going to wait for the 1 hour. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the 1 hour to show me some type of breakout. So until 7, we need it to break either here or go under here. Until one of those happen, we're just gonna chill. So now this is where here I gotta upload my videos for today. But I'm gonna upload those videos and then we're gonna get back into the word, because there's no point in trying to rush trades. When you're already up profit, do not be greedy. Do not overtrade. Overtrading is so bad because you will lose the money you already have trying to chase more money. So even now, you see it's starting to try to make pushes. In this zone, we still need to see it break out of the zone because we know sellers are here. So it's still not a good zone to trade. It's not good to trade right here, but it's also not good to trade here because we see this wick has constantly been breaking in them up. So the only way we would jump in here is if we see on the 15 it start building bearish momentum. Bullish momentum. Because if it starts building bullish momentum, we know, okay, it wants to go here. So just watch it. That's why we're just going to be jumping between the 15 and we know 4 15s make the 1 hour. So that's why we can trust it. I would say even the 5 minutes is going to show us more evidence of what the market's actually trying to do. If this forms above, we know, okay, it could play here. So we'll just watch that, kind of let that do what it do. And let me go ahead and upload these. Gotta make sure we're dropping daily. See, now we're breaking into that box. This shows me, okay, we might have some sell potential now. But once again, go back to that hour. See what it's doing on the higher time frames. This shows me, okay, we might really have some bearish movement because that same candle is getting fought all the way down. Realize this, since it's in session, this is a lot of volume. 79K. This shows a lot of volume is going down. So it's a lot more accurate until what the market's doing. So we load on Instagram, and then we are done uploading. Then we're gonna get into the word, just reading it. Alright. Yeah, it's still really not. It's trying to make this push, but it's not getting enough volume. I'm not gonna lie, it's not getting enough volume. This 15 needs to close. If this 15 closes green, you could potentially have a move to this value, but it's struggling. That's why for me it's like it's not even worth taking it with how it could, like, bro, it keeps switching back and forth, and this is high volume. Like, this is where the buyers and sellers are fighting. Like, there's another level of support and resistance right here. I'm gonna mark that because it's definitely showing. Even on a higher time frame, it's showing. Sellers pushing price down. So now we have a setup though, because if it breaks out of here, I'll show you. Now we know if it breaks out of this zone. Yo, what up, Trey? We up 190 today, brother. We just trying to really see. Okay, when it broke out of here, this is where it went, so we can target that. Really, I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna target the high on the 1 hour, because if it does break out of here, where has it been? From here, when it broke out, it goes all the way here. So we are gonna take it all the way to here, because this was the new high that I made. That's gonna be our first TP. Like I said, if it decides to get real bullish and be like, hey, we gonna push to the max, that's where we want to get it. But just opening the 15, I'm be honest. Let's see if we can hold. This is why we wait. I want to get a better entry. If it breaks out of this box again, we might be able to get out. But it's gotta close above this box because at this point it's wicking too much for my liking. So we're gonna drop down even more to 5 minute. See if we can break out on a 5 minute. Because it's trying to build that. It's definitely trying. The market. This is some strong buyers. I mean sellers here. So this is a very strong sell zone. So if it breaks out of this, look, it's trying to get up here. So before it gets up there, it has to break here. So we know it wants to break out of this box. So that's what we're waiting for. It's just can it do it? Can it do what it's trying to do? Essentially. And dang it, I missed the move. I forgot to hit the limit. Man, that's on me. That's 100% on me, bro. I missed the move. I was skipping around the time frames. Okay, let's see. Well, now it doesn't really benefit if he's just about to hit the first TP. So I think it's gonna get rejected down. Come on, get rejected down a little bit more. A little bit more. Dang it. That's where it sucks when you know where it's going. Like since it broke out of here, this is another strong sell zone. We can ride it to at least here. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put it up here. Hold on. I'm pretty sure this is where our target. I said sellers were sitting, right? Yeah, sellers sitting here. So we wanted to pull back. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. We wanted to pull back under this, and we're gonna ride it to the upside. So I'm gonna wait for that pullback. We're gonna try to get in low, bro. Market drop under for me. Drop under, please. Drop. Because I know what it's doing. It's like this is definitely a consolidation kind of thing where it's playing. It's trying to see. These sellers are still fighting it down here, but now they've seen they can break out of this. We've seen it because it's already done it. So now we're just seeing, bro. Here, there. So that puts us in. Bro, I need to stop doing that. I'm gonna stop trailing with the stop loss because when it shows the stop loss like that, I can't even see where my what's it called was. I was trying to move my limit. Like I said, this is where we know it's been. It can go all the way up here. We're gonna put our stop loss down here. Come on, drop. It's gonna drop because it wants to. It's not fully there yet. Come on. Ah, I might have missed it. It is what it is. We still got some of it, but I need to click it. That's one thing I realized. Like sometimes I move my stop loss there instead of just clicking it. Because sometimes if you try to like move your stop loss, it won't always throw you in. It'll take you out late. So what I realize this is the market correcting itself because once again, the market can only move off people. So it's like if it can convince people, oh, let's jump in here, it's gonna do it. It's gonna do it. Yes. Alright, let's go to the higher time frame so we can see where we should put our TP. When it's broke out of this, it's went to. It has to break out of here, so let's just put it there. We're gonna drop down for a better entry. Jeez, that just jumped crazy. Come on, buyer. The sellers are getting cooked right now. I'm not gonna lie. Sellers are getting cooked. Come on, yeah. We want to get a better entry, so. Here, where's my TP? Okay. Sellers, push this down a little bit for me. Push it down a little bit. When's the last time that you've been over here? This is where I can feel confident jumping into a buy at this level, because we see sellers are just fighting it down. So it's going to come down here. This is where we're trying to jump in at. The sellers are there. Let's see. If it doesn't break under there, we're just going to let it rock, because that means we missed the move. But what I think it'll do is pull back a little bit. Yeah, we're not. It's definitely off. Let's see, 15. Yeah, it's we missed the move. Now it's at a level where I think, like, you remember what we were doing? Low, high, low, high. Now we could go potentially lower. Dang. I hate that we missed that. But once again, no force trades. Since we missed it getting into this box, what we're going to look for now, it's a break on these higher time. We know if it breaks out this box, that it has potential to go here. So the max, what are we at right now? 221. Trying to see something. 1279. So we are just close enough. Our stop loss. Then in this box, it breaks out of this box. We know it's going bullish. Now we're just waiting. Like watching a 5, as you can see moves like this a lot better. So we see now it's testing this and getting shot down there. I'll put my stop loss over here. I don't even want to have this open yet because it's not. It has to break out of this. Breaks out here, we can ride it to potentially there. Oh, it shows us its potential there. So let's get ready. Once it shows you it can break out there, that's when you want to be like, okay, boom, noted. So I want to have my take profit somewhere over here, because this is at least one of the candles it's been to. I have our stop loss here. Once again, now we see the wick. So it breaks out here. It's already tested. It shows us it can break out and go here. So we're looking for that breakout to happen again. But what you don't want is it to wick, test this line, and pull back. Like right now, it's showing us it can't pull back crazy from there. Let's see what this candle does. Okay, it's showing us it can build. Now what we want to do, put that at that. So now our level to target is right here. What up, bro? So we're gonna keep our stop loss here, but where are you from? I'm from North Carolina, bro. Here. So right now it's showing me it's consistent level here, so we're gonna keep trailing the stop loss. It's 300. It's 300. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. 300 is 400. Come on, come on. Let's move. Let's move then. We gonna keep. I ain't gonna lie. I'm securing my profits. You feel me? Let's go. 500. 500. Let's go, bro. That's what I'm talking about. When you know the market structure, you will make money. Come on. I'm telling y'all. Trading with Jesus is so, because he will teach you. We up 700 on a day, and we not chasing. We reading the market structure. You do not need to chase. When I tell you, if you know what the market's going to do, you can predict the movement, and you can make money. So now let's see. Okay, boom. What is it doing? 1 hour is still trying to, where is it trying to go? It's trying to build to this high. So that's where we're targeting. Go on, screw using the lower time frames. Use the higher time frames. We are targeting this buy. Okay, let's see if we can smack 800. Boom. A little less than 800. Let's do like 700. 640, something like that. Okay. So now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for it to pull, because I know this was a strong buyer lane. So the fact that it broke out of that shows me, okay, it can go higher. Realize that. You just want to target better entries. Here, it's going to pull back down. We know where the market's going. Now we're trailing here. Now we're trailing. We're trailing. It should be no way. If it's on an uptrend, it should not pull back past this. So we're going to let it keep going. Let the market show you where it wants to go. That was a retest. So what am I doing? I'm going to jump back in. I just got to make sure I don't go over my take profit for the day. That's all I'm looking for. That's why I keep kind of letting my stop loss get hit, because I'm trying to exactly finish my account in 2 days, this challenge, because I already know where the market is going. But if we go over the limit now, the consistency is messed up. So that's why I'm getting out, if you're wondering. Okay, 600 we could target. So I'm going to just do 600 and then we're done. TP, put at 600. We're going to jump in here. This is where we want to generally jump in. We want to have our stop loss at the bottom of this, because if it hits the bottom of this, that means it's getting out. Notice they already wicked down here. So what we're waiting for is it to jump right there. That's our entry. Wait for it. It's going to pull it back down. This is where we want to jump in. I put my stop loss too low. That's on me. That's on me, bro. I hate when something you gotta do is you can't put your stop loss too low if you know where it's going. My stop loss gotta be here. I'm gonna wait for this to close, like start showing more momentum, and then we're gonna ride it. So now, I think now we can make 700. Yeah. So since it's wicking, let's make sure. This is what you want to check. 4 hours. Okay, boom. What it shows me here, this is a new level of support. Because what's happening here? It's wicking. So what I want to do before I jump in, I need to see it break out of here. Because this is where, bro, trade goal. I'm making money. I'm up 700 trading Nasdaq. I'm not about to switch. Sellers pushing price down. This shows me this is the area where sellers are pushing price down. So I'm gonna jump down. We're gonna watch it play. So now if it breaks out of here, this is where we know, okay, I can trust that if it breaks out of here, I'd be good to ride it to the upside. Make that. How much was it? Hey, I'm not here to tell you what to trade, bro. It may be liquid, sweet, wait for pullback. No, 100%. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just not even rushing it, bro. Like, because there's really no rush. Like, why would I rush the trade? Why would I force it, you know? I'm already up profits on the day. Like, up a good amount. So what I realized, like you were saying, it is a liquidity sweep. Because it's going to pull back and try to push all the way down. But believe in your system 100%. Like, I trade price action. So when I see this is fighting right here, it's showing me, okay, this is another level where they're trying to break under. So sellers are definitely sitting here. So I'm like, okay, since it's breaking, I'm gonna close this. Because for it to keep going up, it has to break out of this box. So until it breaks out of this box, I'm not looking for a sell because I'm not getting under it. So what I want to do is I'm targeting this box. If it breaks out of this box right there, I know it can go to the 700 and smack for the 700. I think, yeah. I know if it shouldn't pull back more than this. So this is the A plus setup. If it breaks above, we know it can go here because what has it done on the higher time frames? When it broke above, it went all the way to here. I already made enough where if I don't want to make too much because then that's going to mess up my consistency for this challenge. Because normally, I'm not going to lie, what I would do is I would really have my stop loss under this box and I would ride it all the way here. Because that's like a $3,000 move and that's where it's been. It's been up here. So why would I not? You know what I'm saying? But since I still got to respect this challenge on my account before it goes live, I'm going to respect it and we're going to wait and be patient. But 100%, this is where the market's gaining liquidity. So we just wait. I like watching it on 15 because you're going to see it more. So just watch the market. Like the market is going to show you. So on my phone, what I'm about to do is set a notification above here. Because if it breaks above here, that's a buy zone. That's what I know. I know that is a good buy zone for me. So that's what I'm targeting. I want it to break out of here because when it broke out, it shows me it can go up here. Right now, this is a super strong seller range because what's happened every time it gets hit, these wicks are showing sellers are pushing. The fact that these wicks are so extreme that it went from here to down here, that shows this strong resistance there. Notice what I was showing on the higher time frame is this shows the general trend of the market, and I'll show you. So we were on a downtrend at first. We were down, lower high. I marked that a little high, but lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low. I mean, lower low. Then we made this lower high. You would think it's bullet, but look here. We make a lower high, but then we shoot up. So it's still a lower low right now. You know what I'm saying? But look how it broke the pattern. Because this is, I mean, not a lower high. This is a higher high because this high is bigger than this one. So we have a new higher high. So that shows me we might be now on an uptrend. So that's why I'm okay with taking buys now. Because it's showing me, okay, we could go up. Euro hundreds. Alright, let's read the chapter though. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. Now these are the kings that were in Joshua chapter 12, verse 1. That's what we're going to be reading today. Here. Oh, I do not want to click that on accident. So now just off that stream, y'all have seen me make $787 this stream. When I tell you, once you learn it and learn to read the market, you will make money. You will be profitable. Jeez. Okay. Let's read it. At Joshua chapter 12, verse 1, it says, Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel smote, and possessed their land on the other side of Jordan, towards the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain on the east. Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon and ruled over Aron, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and from the middle of the river, from the half Gilead, even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon, from the plain to the sea of Chinnereth on the east, unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way of Besher Jermoth, from the south under Ashdod Pisgah. And the coast of Og, king of Bashan, which was of the remnants of the giants that dwelt at Ashroth and Edrei, and reigned in Mount Hermon, in Sakah, and all Bashan, unto the border of the Jerushites and the Mishrites, and half Gilead, the border of Sihon, king of Heshbon. Them did Moses the servant of the Lord and the children of Israel smite, and Moses the servant of the Lord gave it for a possession to the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh. So we see God is fulfilling his promise and using these people to take back the land that he said he would give to the people. So we're seeing God answer his promises line. And then it says, and these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on the side of the Jordan on the west, from Bilgad in the valley of Lebanon, even unto the Mount Halak, that goeth up to Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for a possession, according to their division. And the mountains, and the valleys, and the plains, and the springs, and the wilderness, in the south country, the Hittonites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hizrites, the Jebusites, the kings of Jericho, one the king of Ah, which is Bethel, one the king of Jerusalem, one the king of Hebron, the king of Jermah, the king of Lachish, the king of Elgon, the king of Jesher, the king of Deber, the king of Gitter, the king of Homer, one the king of Irad, the king of Lebanon, the king of Aladam, the king of Mekkedah, the king of Bethelon, the king of Taba, one the king of Hefer, one the king of Apha, one the king of Larishah, one the king of Medar, the king of Hazar, one the king of Shimra, Murah, one the king of Asherah, one the king of Terah, one the king of Megiddo, one the king of Kadesh, the king of Jericum of Karma, the king of Dor, and the king of the nations of Gilgal, one the kings of Tarza, all the kings 30 and 1. 31 kings God gave into the hands of the Israelite people, because he said, if you are my people, if I'm giving you this land, nobody can take it away. So what I want us to process with God showing us in chapter 12 is, if God gives you something, nobody can take away what God is giving you. So if God has a blessing for you, God told me to start trading. Now I'm seeing myself, I had to break out of this strat I was using before, get out my comfort zone, learn a new strat, and now I'm learning. Before, and I'll show you just on my trading journal, bro, is I'm about to document, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to have to go to work. So close this limit. I'll mark an alert for this because it's pulling back. But what God taught me with this is just realizing, like, I've traded price action for 3 days and now I'm up on my account 700. Realize before, when I was trading what's it called, this pullback strat, I was negative. Now, all of a sudden, after switching the strat to what God was calling me to do, I'm up profit. I understand what the market is doing, and I'm making money. That's a blessing. And my big move really was this. It was started at 7. 7, 3-minute trade. That was my bull, big one, where I made 500 riding this junk to the uptrend. Bullish. I think I risked 750, but I moved it up. Yes, like I said, we not losing money over here. Okay, so then how much I lost? I lost 0. I made. Let's just try for the day. because I made it all on the upside. Just sniping the upside. 787.24. Boom. Market while I've been trading has been bearish. I mean bullish. Now look at that. We have a 14% win percentage. Now I'm knowing this new rate, it's 2 for 2. But I mean 2 for 3. But look, now I'm at 714. That is nothing but the grace of God just showing me and revealing to me where I needed to change. So I urge you, if God is calling you to step out and change certain things, to level up, sometimes it calls you getting out of your comfort zone. It wasn't comfortable for me to learn this strategy as far as it was like, dang God, what if it doesn't work? All this stuff like that, initial worry. But once I learned it, now I can tell you what the market is doing. Right now it's building back up. It's trying to break here. But there's still a support zone right here. So this is what I'm saying. Like, once you start seeing, okay, you go to a higher time frame, you start seeing this is still the zone that's been. Yeah, on this 15 you can see different wicks, but ultimately it's still getting shot from here. Every time it gets into here, it's getting shot down. So that tells me this is not a good zone to try to trade right now when it's getting pushed down off this line. But if it breaks this line, this is if it breaks is where sellers are pushing the price down. This shows me, okay, we could go boom to this line. When you realize that and start seeing it in a market, you realize, okay, I don't have to force trade. I can just wait. So what I'm gonna do is, hold on. We might have it. If it did it once, it could do it again. Hold on. I'm gonna just set alert because I'm not gonna try and do it right now. But what I'm gonna do is set alert. This shows me it can break out here. But once it closes above here, I want to jump in and ride it to this upside because I know it's going to go up here because this is such a strong report. This wick shows me, okay, hey, it's price hinting, hey, we can go here, but you got to time your entry. You don't want to just assume, okay, I know. You don't, because the market will tell you. See how it's fighting? This shows me there's another level of support on the smaller time frame. But generally, if it breaks over here and holds above, I know it's going here. So I'm not even really focused on it. If it closes, I want to see a close above here. And like I said, bro, hold on. Let me go. Let's see. Take profit. We want to ride it to. Forgot what I was supposed to ride it to. Hold on. What am I? I think it was 710 or something. It's close enough. It's going to pull back a little bit. Yeah, see, now it's going. Let's target that higher high on the 1 hour, and then we can jump in like that. Oh, not where I want to put my limit, where I want to put my take profit. And I'm not even worried about it breaking under necessarily. Is this already showing me it wants to go there? So this will be the last trade I take, because this is where we're going to make our money. Don't panic when it goes down when you know what you look for. Every time it's broke, this was such a strong level of support, I know it wants to keep going up. So I'm not panicking. Just remember, this was a high seller zone. So let's see. This is where you got to be confident in the trade. You can't worry about it. Because for me, it's like, okay, I might get stop lost out. I did. So what I'm going to do, that sucks. It sucks. I lost 500 there. But realize, it already shows me if it breaks out, it can go. So what does this show me? This is where there's a strong level of support. That's somewhere right here where sellers are pushing it down. Because I got stop lost out for a reason. But realize, I still don't need to be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, I still do. At the end of the day. Just because you lose some in a moment does not mean you're not, oh, you don't know what you're looking for or anything like that. So, I'm not even tripping because this whole time I knew what I was looking for. It's still on an uptrend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, okay, boom. Now I know, okay, when it breaks out, it could go here. But this shows me there's somewhere in between here that's getting fought. These sellers still have control. So what I'm going to wait for is I'm going to see, okay, it's showing me it could go here. So now I'm going to wait for a close here, and then I'm going to ride it up. So it's just not rushing it, bro. Not panicking and be like, dang, I don't know what to trade. I lost 500. Cool. The money does not matter in the grand scheme of things when you know what the market is doing. Okay, it played under. So what I'm waiting for is I want to see a close down here, because then that gives me more confirmation, right? So now I know it could go here. When it breaks out, it can go here. So once again, we are going to target, go to a higher time frame. We're targeting where it went. So let's put like 1.3. We're going to target there. Stop loss still there. Now we're waiting. Jump on a 5-minute. See where it's closing. Notice. I'll wait for this. Notice it's still on the uptrend. But look, it's correcting. It's trying to. This is a good sign of us building momentum when it pushes down. Because look, it pushes down, right? But if it wicks back up here, like, so the next time it gets back up here, it's like, okay, boom. It's testing a low value right now. It's testing, okay, can I break low? If this wick starts, if it turns green and forms green, we know, okay, that means it can be railed to the upside. But we don't need a forced trade. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people get in a mindset of, oh, I lost money, I got to make it back. What I'm doing is I'm seeing the market, okay, because if it pulls down, let's go back to market structure, because the higher time frame do not lie where the market's going. So like I said, don't even trip about losing money. Just be focused on the process. Boom. Higher, low. Boom. Higher. So we see it's forming a higher high now. At this point, bro. This point, oh my goodness, what is that doing? Okay. It's trying to form that higher high. Shows me it's on the uptrend. But if this breaks, bro, and that's why I should have took it when it went to 200, but I was being greedy. That's on me. But that's why we wait. See what the market shows you, bro. Do not panic. And I realize, like, if you're really going to trade, bro, you got to be okay with losing money, knowing, okay, when it breaks out of here, it's going to this. Boom, boom, boom. Like, do you trust your strat? I trust my strat. So even though I lost money here, it was like, okay, that just shows me it won't gain liquidity. So realistically, that shows me, okay, this box, this is still a strong support level because what is happening here? But if it breaks above this now, I already know it wicked all the way down here, so it can go. So what I'm targeting is once again targeting this level. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to go to work, but this is the level I'm targeting. I'm waiting for it to pull back up there still. I'm not worried about losing that 500. Cool. We made 700 in a day. Cool. Like, just because you lose money in a moment does not mean like you, dang, bro, I'm so bad at trading, bro. I didn't accidentally make 700. You feel me? And it's like, I got caught on the liquidity sweep. That's on me. But now we see it building back up. So what this shows me is if it breaks out of here, if it breaks out of this box, which I even think it's about to do soon, if it breaks out of this box, it can run. It can run. So what we're doing is boom. That's what we're looking for. When it breaks out of this box, it's going to run up. So we want to target right here. But that's like showing you the setup I'm looking for. At the end of the day, until it gets there, we're not going to take no trades. I appreciate you guys. Shit, hold on. Dang it. Here's this 15. What's the 5 minute doing? Okay, this gives me a better entry. We're going to put that right there. Put this right here. Here. Pull back a little bit. 45, 60, 70. Put that there. Just a trail. That was a cool 50. See, now what we're going to do is get our money right back. This is what I'm saying, bro. Do not trip when you know what this, like, just because you lose money one moment does not mean, oh, dang, everything I, like, thought was right is wrong. Like, no, bro, it just means sometimes you put your stop loss too low. And that happens to the best of us. So what I want to do, still write it down here. I'm going to put my stop loss under this box. Because if it goes under this box, it shows me the momentum changing. And that stop loss is tight. But it's okay. It's tight because we know. Once this turns green, I'll put that right here. Actually, I'm going to get a better entry. Because what does the higher time frame tells me? It's still in the uptrend. It's still in the uptrend. It's still in the uptrend. So when I see this, I'm like, okay, it's still in the uptrend. I don't have to worry. But now I see it's some sellers there. Wait for it to pull. Trust your system. We have, if it goes under that, it's hitting a reversal. 80. 90. 85. Let's go ahead and move, trail the stop loss at profit. Okay, we still up 25. Now we are riding and making our money back. 383. This is how you successfully make your money back without revenge trading. Because I'm not revenge trading, I'm waiting for the setup. Okay, if it wants to hit me, it's going to take me out there. If it breaks out, it's going to break out there. I'm putting my stop loss here because if it reverses, this is where we would know it was reversing. Notice, correction. We can expect that. But if it goes green, it's going here. Boom. Notice 3 minutes. So what I realize right now is this candle is important. I'm gonna keep at this wick because I realize this wick is where it's a point of resistance. get stop loss out. Fuck. That's what I mean. I stop lost my fucking self out. Ah, I hate that. Alright, so what I realize is correcting right now. I'm a trade this off stream just because I know where it's going. It's still trying to fight its way up, but this is the correction. Gain liquidity. Like I said, bro, I know what it's doing. I'm gonna just wait on it. Whole time it broke out this next candle. See, I actually like trading my. Let me show y'all. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. It's about to shoot. How much? I think I have. And we're gonna go on a higher time frame to see where to take profit. I'm gonna let it ride because yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's definitely trying to push to this value. 4 hour. Boom. Boom. Okay, entry. It didn't. Nah, I had to buy it too late, I guess. Yep. This is pullback. When we see this close above, that's when we're jumping in. Simple. Put the stop loss here. Okay, that kicked me out that limit here. But notice it's slowly pulling up, so we want to put here, take profit at this line. We want to take profit all the way up here. This is 5 minute. It's down here. Once again, you see where it wicks, that's where it shows where it wants to go. Wait for it to get back up here. Try and get a better entry. It's gonna pull back under. Notice it's going to start forming a candle and then push because it's about to close. So I'm going to put that limit like right there. I just want to see where it's going to. Let it do what it does. It's still trying to fight that uptrend. Confirm trade. Secure some more profit. 300. Let's see. We're going to keep securing profit because it's on the uptrend. 400 is still a lot of money. 300. I want to secure that 400. It shouldn't break under this. Now we back up 500. That's what I'm saying. And I'm looking to keep, like, this is what I'm saying. You can keep farming it when you know where it's going to go. I know it's still trying to test this level. So I'm not tripping as long as it's still breaking above. So I want to just show y'all this move because I know where it's going. It pulls back, but look, on the grand time, it's trying to look on the 4 hour where it's trying to go. It's trying to get to this level. So I'm actually going to go back to that 4 hour. We're going to move this to this level because that's where it's trying to get to. Then we're going to go back here for a better entry. I think this. Sit for like 1,000. A little less than 1,000. But notice I was fighting it back down. Put my stop loss here. This is just getting, when it wicks like this, we're not getting scared. We're just looking for a better entry. What up, bro? How you doing, Avish? What's up? How you doing, man? Appreciate you being so consistent in the streams, bro. Bro, I meant to jump in. Hold on. You know it's trying to push that line. So why we got stop lost out there and we still up? Now we back to 729. We got stop because this is the high. Here, I want y'all to see. Y'all just watch me get that 700 right back. I ain't gonna lie. Because it's not gambling. You know what the market is doing. Love your live streaming, bro. I appreciate that, bro, so much. Like, that's the reason why I keep going. Like, sellers driving price back down. So I know sellers are driving this price down right here. So if it breaks out of here, what does that mean? Higher highs. We going to the moon. So I'm gonna set alert. But I do have to go to work soon. I mean, like low key now. So I'm gonna wrap this stream up here. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like these types of live streams. I appreciate all the support. And today you watch me make a total of 1,400. We lost one trade, but we lost 500. Made that right back, and I just showed you how I did it. So it's just knowing what your strat is, not breaking it.